What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. Welcome to the first video, actually, of 2018. I hope that you guys had an awesome Christmas and an awesome New Year's. I know I sure did. I finally got back from going on vacation with my family. After New Year's, we went on a little skiing and snowboarding trip, and we just got back. So today's the first day we're back, and I wanted to get going with what is gonna be happening for this year. So the Mini is, it kind of was put on hold a little bit. I was working on that, but not as fast as I would like to. This has to be done for the spring, so there are going to be definitely mini videos coming out for you guys soon. Now, you've also commented and asked about my brother's golf. You guys have liked that series, and it actually was pretty good. And look what's finally home. The golf and little bro.
Hello.
Hello. So he's finally back. He was in school. Actually, you can tell them that. Where were you?
Away at London for school, and yeah, so I haven't really been here for any videos.
Sick story.
Yeah.
So here's the golf. Now the car wasn't exactly on YouTube because of, you know, Luca being away for school and whatever. So in that time, Luca's actually done a decent amount of stuff to the car without being on camera. So Luca, go for it. I'll let you explain everything. No, in front of the car.
Oh, okay.
So that they can actually see what you did.
Okay. So I think first I did side skirts, and then I swapped out the rear valance to the 25th anniversary edition one.
Okay.
Did that a couple months ago, I think.
It's kind of hard to see, but it's there.
Yeah. Then after that, finished wrapping the car. So like bright crimson red.
What is it called?
I think it's some kind of actually carmine red from Avery. And
How was the wrapping?
Certain panels were a pain in the ass. Others were pretty easy and like straightforward.
Why?
Just when some panels are curving kind of like inwards towards each other, you end up getting excess wrap. And
like which one, for instance?
Bumper was. I had to redo that like twice, and then the rear trunk. The rest were pretty simple. Doors and all that stuff, I think I did in like an hour. Wasn't hard.
So the whole car was wrapped red except for the hood and roof.
Yeah.
So what are those?
The hood's probably gonna be going red come spring or summertime.
Just to match everything?
Yeah. And then the hood's definitely gonna be staying black. Or the roof, sorry. Then after that.
Are both of those wraps? Those are both Avery as well, right?
Yeah, both Avery gloss black.
So gloss black and gloss red.
Yeah.
Now for this part, I know that I helped Luca do a little bit of this stuff, and it took a while to get the entire wrap done. So like this front bumper was a pain in the butt because of these contours that you find in here and like the rest of it. And so if you can see, I'll bring it up close, like that little section there, you can see that there's a little cut mark. So that was actually an extra piece of wrap that we had to put in that little spot. And the same thing goes for that side. So because, well, we're not exactly pros by any means, we were just trying to wrap this as best as we could, and we found that it was easier to get a nice looking wrap by using an extra piece there. Now, of course, well, okay, we live in Canada.
So, salt.
Yeah, salt is a huge problem. And the last little bit of Canada has been kind of stupid to us. So today, for instance, it was minus 27 degrees Celsius. Where we just came back from snowboarding and skiing was minus 40. So it was a little cold. And that's why you see salt on the car, salt underneath everywhere, and even snow still in the garage with the heater on. But okay, let's get to it more with the Golf.
Another thing for the front bumper is, if you guys remember, it was like an eBay R32 bumper, so it wasn't painted, it was just the bare plastic. And a wrap doesn't really like to stick to non-glossy surfaces. So I ended up pretty much wrapping the whole bumper and then having to take it all off because it wasn't actually staying. And I had to clear coat the whole thing to make sure it was all glossy and then redo it all.
So did you paint underneath it or what?
Yeah, I just painted with the clear coat just so it's glossy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you didn't sand it or anything? Just.
Yeah, I sanded it and then painted with clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a learning experience for me too because I really haven't seen what Luca's been doing.
Yeah.
So like if he gets something on his car, he'll throw it on right away. Like these, for instance. Luca, you want to explain what those are?
Yeah, so these are hood pins from Aerocatch, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And my hood latch for my hood broke, so I just decided to throw these on, safer and cooler, I guess. So pop a button, open up on both sides, and then you can open up the hood.
Oh my gosh, it's red now! Woo!
Yep. What else? I did canards on the side of the car, on the bumpers, on the bumper.
Going back to the engine bay, I don't think that red top battery was there.
New red top.
The engine cover was painted.
Same thing with that.
The coolant reservoir, that was, is that a new one?
No, I just painted it.
No, the reservoir itself.
Oh yeah, new reservoir and then painted cap for the reservoir.
Okay.
And then I put back on my strut brace. I took it off before because the throttle body housing used to hit it. Then full LEDs in the headlights for everything. What else?
The winter wheels are on. Well, now that it's winter mode, obviously.
The upgraded VR6 alternator, the 120 amp.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So
the alternator went and it wasn't exactly charging the battery as much to keep the car going.
especially because I have a light bar on it and all that like auxiliary stuff. I upgraded just so I wouldn't have to have that problem ever again. I actually swapped out the light bar from the old red one that you guys saw me install to a black one just because the old one had water getting inside.
But this is an aux beam as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, same company, just a different model.
A chunk of ice?
No, it's like a diffuser.
Oh, in the center.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you guys can see that. There's like a little something in between here and here.
Yeah. What else? Split has been on. New shift knob on the inside, but I can't show you guys that.
You want to tell them about your key?
Yeah. So so because I've been living up in London for school, I have my spare key up in London with me, and so for the Christmas break, I only came back with my key fob key, I guess. I ended up breaking that.
How?
Trying to unfreeze the key switch for the ATV. So I'm getting one of my buddies to make me another one, but all I had was the key fob, like the lock unlock thing, not the actual key. And I was working on my car last night, put it in the trunk, closed it, and this German car loves to automatically lock itself. So I don't have that either.
So while he was working on this thing in the trunk, he was putting whatever back in the trunk?
You can probably see it. It's right there.
Yeah, but I don't know if... Yeah, wipe the window so the camera can see. Just use your hand. It's fine. Oh yeah, look at that. So, right in there, that little shiny thing inside, that is the key for the car. So we're waiting for the second set to be made so that we can actually move this thing because it's been stuck here, well, since yesterday, really, but we can't move it. It's stuck in place and yeah.
Yep.
The Golf is back.
Yep.
But not for long. He's going back to school tomorrow. Yeah. So I'd like to show you guys some mods and some other stuff for this car, but it's not in the books. School starts for you tomorrow?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay,
2 days.
What are you taking?
Engineering. Yeah.
Sick. Okay, Luca, so then in the last little bit of owning the car, what have you found that's broken on this thing? Mods aside, just broken.
Well, what if my mod broke?
Okay, what mod is that?
Okay, well, yesterday, my extended wheel studs snapped, or at least rather, not snapped. One of them came out from the wheel hub, which is fun on the highway.
So you have extra ones though, right?
Yeah, I have extra ones, so I had to...
Can you get them?
Yeah, I'll get one out. I have extra wheel studs, so I had to take off the wheel, take out... There were 3 loose studs, so... For whatever reason.
I think it's a user install problem, but
probably.
Regardless, it was cold as shit outside. So I mean, even still, I don't know if the Permatex, the thread locker, I don't know if that was the weak part of it, or maybe not enough thread locker was used or whatever. But one of them did come out.
I don't even know if it's like good to be out when it's cold. I mean, it's minus 30 out, so
yeah,
could have easily snapped. But yeah, so I had to put in new ones last night. Other than that. Recently I had to put in a new thermostat, even though I put a new one in last year. I was getting like some overheating issues.
No.
And then I'm also thinking that the head gasket on the Golf is probably going soon.
Why?
Well,
pop the hood. We'll see. So the first indication for this was it was actually having some overheating problems. So we were looking into it. Now the first indicator of a head gasket is that you're going to find coolant in your oil and oil in your coolant. So it's going to mix if the head gasket is gone. So what we have here, one sec, let me turn the camera down a little bit because I really want you guys to see this.
It's a nice milky color oil.
So we've got the oil here, but on the top part, it's like a little frothy. Look at this.
Yeah.
It kind of smells a little different too. See that?
Yeah, it does.
So we're thinking the head gasket is either gone or going.
I think it's going just because I've had There's been, I guess, a little problem with this thing ever since I got it, where like the coolant will slowly drain itself. Like not down to like minimum or anything, but it would like some would just leak out. And I never really knew where it came from, so this is probably a decent explanation for that.
So hopefully, if we replace the head gasket, we're hoping it'll fix the problem. But Luca, he replaced the thermostat on this thing.
Yeah.
The other day.
Yep.
And did you notice any difference? Like, was it overheating anymore or anything? Or?
No, it hasn't been overheating anymore. So I'm hoping that was it, because I'd really rather not have to rebuild this thing while in school.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
So.
And I keep telling him he needs to get rid of this piece of junk and get a Honda or something like that.
I want a BRZ.
Okay, a BRZ would work too, but BRZs are a little bit more money.
Yeah, I know, but I think this thing's probably gonna be going soon.
How many clicks does it have now?
Just crossed over 250. So, it's honestly not that much for this engine. Like, there's people with 2 liters that are going close to 400, and just because they're so underpowered. There's like 100 horsepower in these things, so.
Now, I remember, let me turn to the camera for this. If you guys are up to date with the channel or whatever, and you guys have seen our previous videos regarding this piece of junk, we actually had it. Was it a 1.8 motor?
Yeah, 1.8.
It was a 1.8 turbo motor from the Mark IVs. We had that, we were going to throw it in the car, but one big problem about it was that the motor is throttled by wire. This motor is throttled by cable. So if we want to do the swap, we need to swap over a lot of stuff. So the ECU would need to be changed, the throttle, the pedal, the engine is completely different. So what that means is that if you were to do this entire swap, you'd be replacing a lot of parts. And for the price that we'd be looking for those replacement parts, you could pretty much buy a 1.8T motor, or not motor, car with, let me back that up.
You can buy a Golf with a 1.8 already in it. Like, you could get a GTI for around the same price.
Yeah.
And then just transfer over all these mods.
So at that point, it didn't really make sense to go that route. Yeah. So I mean, even if this motor goes to shit, I feel we could find a another 2 liter motor in trans or whatever for cheap, rebuild that, make it mint, and then do a motor swap, if that's the problem. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that thermostat replaced. The replacement thermostat solved our problem, because if it is, that saves us from doing a whole bunch of work, especially with you in school.
Yeah.
With the Volkswagen aside though, for Christmas and over the last little bit, I picked up a few new things for myself. So I found a Nissan 240SX valve cover, along with a valve cover for my Honda. I want to clean them up, make them look nice, and potentially powder coat them. I want to make the engine bays on both of them look really clean, and I'm thinking I want to go a gloss black for the 240 and a wrinkle red for the Nissan. Or no, that's the same car. And a wrinkle red for the Honda. I want to change up the engine bay, make it look a little bit cleaner. And I also have an intake manifold in the garbage bag, an intake manifold for the 240. I want to clean it, polish it, potentially even port it, and see if I can not only get a little bit more power out of it, but make the engine bay look a little cleaner. Now for Christmas, I was fortunate enough that I got a decent amount of presents from family, from friends, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The main thing I got was some Under Armour, and it is friggin' mint. I got some Under Armour heat gear. It comes in 1, 2, and 3 levels of thickness or heat rating or whatever. Super fortunate about that, because I'm actually quite warm, especially with the minus, what?
Too cold.
Yeah.
Too cold.
It's ridiculous how cold it's been. So today's Saturday. This coming week should actually warm up to still negative temperatures, but not as cold as it is. It's supposed to warm. It's supposed to warm up to about -5, I think, and then 0 degrees, and then it might even break into the positives. So if I can, I'll definitely be working here and getting this thing going. I want to take the head off and potentially the turbo and all that stuff by the end of next week. It doesn't seem like that's too unrealistic of a goal, but I want to get this build going, because I hate it how it's just sitting here, not collecting dust, but just sitting here and me not being able to drive it or work on it. So that's what I want to do with this thing. For Christmas, I also got this, a DeWalt 20 volt Max XR impact driver with 2 batteries, a charger, and a hammer drill. Really sweet to add these to my DeWalt collection, because I already have the 20 volt Max impact gun, this guy right here, and I use this to take off bolts, lug nuts, everything. Nothing stands a chance with this thing. What else did I get? My little brother picked me up a brake bleeder, a vacuum brake bleeder from, what's the company? Capri Tools. I haven't used it yet, but it looks like it's gonna be awesome because now you don't need 2 people to bleed your brakes. You can do it all in one shot. So you attach an airline up to this thing, you hook this up to your caliper, you crack it open, and then with an airline and the attachment here, you just push that down and it'll suck out all the fluid and air that's in your system.
Oh, it sucks it out?
Sucks it all out.
Yeah.
Wait, show me, how does it do it? Show me. Yeah. Just like that. But I've got this, I got that. My girlfriend was nice, she bought me an Xbox One. No, yeah, an Xbox One X for Christmas. I just bought a 28-inch monitor to match my iMac. And I'll also be playing that with the Xbox. I got Forza and a couple other Call of Duty games. I bought those for myself. What else? For the Accord, I bought a carbon fiber shift knob and a full carbon fiber interior trim kit for it. I'm super pumped because it's really going to match the interior on the Accord because I already have a carbon fiber custom made steering wheel. So that should all look amazing together. The Mini, I haven't really bought any parts for, but I do have a lot of parts in the car. I'll be able to replace some of the decent parts and potentially even broken parts with much better upgraded aftermarket ones. What else for that matter? I definitely feel I'm missing some stuff. Oh, those wheels. So I found online, okay, wait, let me back this thing up. So if you guys remember from a previous video, I showed you that I got LM GT4s for the 240. And I told you that finding them at this time, like around winter, is the best time to buy stuff like this because it's the off season. I found a guy that has a Mini Cooper S. He sold his Mini, but he had wheels. And I picked these things up for 700 bucks. They're 17x7 plus 38, I think. They're still dirty. I haven't actually looked at them yet. But I picked them up for cheap. And they're super light. And what's nice about this is that it'll actually fit the Mini. Now, they aren't a, how do I say this? They're not a wheel that I'm gonna run on the car with the over fenders, like the large wide body fenders that I have on the car now. But if I decide to go stock body, I have wheels that I can just roll around with. The wheels that I have for this thing now are wider than the RPF ones, but that is a wheel set that will fit perfectly with the stock arches, should I decide to go that route. But I can actually see if there's gonna be a difference on handling with these wheels, if they fit under the stock body, versus these bigger ones. Now, it's not a huge priority. I'm not like throwing rubber on them right now, but I found them for cheap, and if time comes to it, I could sell them and make a little bit of money, or I could also keep them, throw some rubber on it, and enjoy them on the Mini. But I found them at a good price, and if you guys are looking for used stuff like that, you guys can probably save yourself a bunch, because those wheels retail for 1,300 bucks, and I basically got them for 600 off. So I'm not complaining at all about those. Yeah, I've got videos for you guys coming out. Starting this Monday, I'm gonna have more content for you guys, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and I will be having much more content coming out on my channel. I'll be having videos for this thing coming out. I'll be having videos for the 240 and the Accord that are both outside. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. 2018 is gonna be an awesome year, and I can't wait to have you guys watching it and staying with me during the entire thing. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, throw them down in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to help. Again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Keep lying.
Oh!